everybody? Welcome to the Wrestle Buddy Forbidden Door prediction show. No Andy this week, unfortunately. Issues arose, so now I am here to fill in the best I possibly can, and I got our good buddies Nick and little shit Zane joining me. How you guys doing today?
I'm good, mate. Really excited for this match, for the Ospreay Orange Cassidy match tomorrow. Couldn't really care about the rest of the card as much, but I cannot wait for Ospreay versus Cassidy. I think they're going to steal the show.
You know what? I'm gonna be a bit edgy. I'm gonna say I follow New Japan as much as I can, and I'm pretty excited for some of the matches. Not that big on some because I feel like the parents could have been better, but still pretty excited. I think they've put on a good show.
I think it'll be a good card.
So,
They
based
got
on-
good cards.
you guys watch New
So
Japan. I watch very, very little. So you'll have to bear with me, people, because I'm only doing what I can with the information I was given with AEW, which just goes to show you they should have done a much better job at building this show. But
That's a good
I know-
perspective.
I know there's going to be great action. I absolutely know it. I'm just not invested in things. I'm just going to watch it for what it is, and hopefully I can enjoy it. Before we get into the show, though, is there anybody that you think should have been on this card that isn't? And why do you think they should have been there?
Tetsuya Naito.
You
Tetsuya
know what?
Naito is the biggest star outside of Kazuchika Okada in New Japan. He had eye surgery in May, but he's been back wrestling for the last 3 months. And he was supposed to be in an angle with Andrade and Rush, but due to the AAA CMML debacle with New Japan, they cannot have them on the show, so we do not get the Los Ingobernables reunion, and I am very disappointed by this.
I'm gonna go with the other side of the coin. I'm gonna say Shingo Takagi. I feel like that
Shingo's
guy
on.
heading
Dude,
into the
Shingo's on the show.
No, like the match I wanted him to be on. Like he's not in the match I wanted to be him in. Yeah, because I wanted him to face Hangman, to be honest, because that was one of the matches I was looking forward to, because that would have been a straight up slobber knocker. Because both of the guys are stiff and both of the guys can go. So I wanted him to have a much more prominent part. He was a world champion, for God's sake. So like give him that. Give him at least a good singles
but
match.
dude, he's going to absolutely beat the hell out of the Young Bucks.
I'm already a fan of this, then.
Yeah.
He's going to beat the crap out of Matt and Nick Jackson, is what he's going to do.
You guys went New Japan. Obviously, that's not where I'm going with this conversation. I'm very upset that we don't have Ricky Starks on this show. They continue to drop the ball with this man. He is a superstar waiting to happen, and to not get him involved with these shows is a travesty.
I would agree.
Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go into the card. I don't know the order. I just have a list here. I'm assuming this is a pretty good order, though. I think this could actually be the order the matches go in, so that's what we're going to go with. And you brought up Shingo Takahashi. Yep. Takahashi? No, Shingo Takagi. Okay.
Shingo Takagi.
Sorry, there's names here. They're all there.
Not Takahashi.
Sorry, Jim, we got it.
Takahashi would have been a good
We're going to
addition.
start off with this man right here with the Young Bucks, El Phantasmo, and
Hikuleo.
There we go. Versus Darby Allin, Sting, Hiromu Takahashi, and Shingo Takagi. 4-on-4 match here. I'll start off with Nick. Who do you got in this match and why?
I have the dudes with attitude. Realistically, the Young Bucks made a big splash in New Japan while they were there. They were like 7-time junior heavyweight tag team champions. They've made their whole career over there. But the Bullet Club and the Undisputed Elite are going to get enough of a shine in the main event. Sting has just returned. He is realistically, as old as he is, the biggest name in the match. Hiromu is on fire right now in New Japan. Shingo is on fire, and Darby Allin is being pushed to the moon. I do not see the point in having the Young Bucks and the Bullet Club win this match, because this way you can set up a tag team title match between Sting and Darby and the Young Bucks. So for me, the terribly named dudes with attitude are going to win this match.
All right, Zane, who you got? Tell us why.
Yeah, here's the thing. I feel like there's going to be a lot of babyface wins on the card, like a few babyface wins on the card. And to kind of counter that, I feel like Bullet Club's going to take this one. Because it's the Young Bucks coming back to join the Bullet Club, and that's a momentous occasion on its own. So I feel like, as much as I have, get Nick's point on dudes with attitudes kind of taking the win here. I feel like there's going to be a lot of babyfaces win on the card already, and it's like it's a Bullet Club's night because the Forbidden Door is kind of also a reunion of Bullet Club. So yeah, I feel like the Bucks are going to take this one. Bullet Club's going to take this one.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say there was like literally no build for this at all. They just threw it together because they have to have the Young Bucks involved.
It was a 10-second promo package.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, Court.
Don't worry about being late. As long as you're here, that's all we care about. Make you join us.
As long as you're in, that's good.
But yeah, there was literally no build to this, so I literally can't give you any information on the 4 New Japan guys here. I know Hikuleo. I've seen him before. I know him, but I don't see the Young Bucks being a part of this show and taking a loss. There's no way. Their ego is too big. I would be absolutely shocked if they were on the losing end of a match here.
I'm hoping, Jim.
Hey, I'm all for hope.
Go with my heart, not with my head.
It would be wild to see that.
You are such like big Young Bucks haters. I don't get it. Like
No. I actually like the Young Bucks. I think the Young Bucks have done a hell of a job. I think the Young Bucks have made a hell of a job in building their careers and building their name. You've got to credit where credit is due. I just don't like the fact that yet again they've proven it. The tag titles were off Dynamite for the past 6 months. As soon as the Young Bucks win the tag titles back, oh look, we're back on Dynamite. That's not good booking. That's selfish booking.
Yeah.
That's putting yourself above the tag division. And realistically, they're not the best team in the tag division. FTR are.
And just to add to that, like I appreciate what they've done for themselves. They've been able to build their brand without any major promotion backing them. I think that's phenomenal what they've done. They're super talented. But with the professional wrestling that I enjoy, they don't do it. And I just cannot stand the love and admiration they get for it because it's just, to me, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve the amount of love they get for it. And as he just pointed out, when the tag titles were off them, the tag titles were treated like absolute trash, garbage. There was nothing. If there was no tag title match on the show, there was nothing. So as soon as they get it, hey, we'll put ourselves on the show no matter what. Like they had like 20 to 30 minute segments matches when they were tag champs the first time. I fully expect to see that again now. That's what I hate.
But like all of that, doesn't that build up to them dropping the belts? Like even now, I feel like this is them gaining steam until they drop the belts to FTR.
I would agree with you had they done anything with the Lucha Brothers when they beat them, but they didn't. If you're gonna build it up so that someone beats them and it becomes something, I'm all for it. Absolutely, that's what they should be there for. That's not what happened though, and that's my problem. But I'm not gonna get too much into the Young Bucks hate because we all know I don't like them. we're gonna end it here. I got the Young Bucks team winning this one with El Phantasmo and Hikuleo, Bullet Club, whatever they want to call themselves tonight. Nick has dudes with attitudes, and Zane, who did you have again?
Bullet Club for life.
Okay, so that's 2-1 here. Can't believe I'm agreeing with Zane. I'm probably gonna be wrong. But on to the next match. As Andy said, fuck the Young Bucks. I co-sign that 100%. Floppy rubbish.
Andy's old. No one cares about his opinion.
No, Zane, we're not old. You're a baby. Care. There's a difference. We're not old. You're a baby. Right? You are a child. You are barely out of your mother's arms.
You all are dinosaurs.
No, we're not. But
no, we're
here
traditionalists.
We go. On to the next match. We got Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara versus Eddie Kingston, Shota Umino, I believe that's right.
Yep.
And Wheeler Utah. And as I'm reading on WrestlingInc.com, they appear to have added a stipulation to this match.
Yes, they have.
The winner will get a one-man advantage at the AEW Blood and Guts. So with that bit of information, we will start off with Nick again, because I don't like that Zane questioned the Young Bucks hate. Who do you got in this match, and why?
Well, it's got to be Jericho, Suzuki, and Sammy. And the reason why is because they added this stipulation. Yeah. Going into Blood and Guts, why would the baby faces get the advantage in the Blood and Guts match? That makes no sense. Admittedly, it's Tony Khan doing the booking, so you never know. But the babyfaces never get the advantage going into a War Games, Blood and Guts, whatever you want to call it. It makes zero sense. So for me, putting this stipulation on the match makes it so obvious that Suzuki, Jericho, and Sammy are winning. Like, it's so obvious. And on top of that, other than Eddie Kingston, they're both young boys on the other team.
Yeah.
Whereas Suzuki's murder grandpa, and Sammy's getting pushed to death, and Jericho is Jericho. They're going to further the Kingston feud. Kingston's not going to further the feud by winning the match. And I just don't see the point in giving the baby faces the advantages in Blood and Guts. So, heels win.
Zane, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I do have a. I agree with Nick. I wholeheartedly agree with him. Just one a bit of disagreement is like he called Shota Umino a young boy. I feel like he's kind of transcended that role, hasn't he? Because he took Jay White to the limit on the US pay-per-view, and while I think he's kind of escaping that role right now. And
you're misconstruing taking somebody to the limit and being carried to a 4-star match by a great wrestler.
Oh no! Jay White's a great wrestler. Shota Umino, you're discrediting the guy. He's pretty good.
Yeah, but he is just Moxley's young boy.
Yeah, but he's a great fucking wrestler because he's he's taking singles.
Yeah, but my point is, he's still Moxley's young boy, right? Which means he's probably in the match to take the pin.
Which I will get to.
Yeah, yes, he's taking the pin, but just don't discredit him like that. You said you're just discarding him, saying, "Oh, he's a young boy, he's gonna take the pin." Otherwise, I feel I have okay. I agree, right? But let me get finished my point. I feel that isn't the only reason why Kingston Shota are losing. I feel the JS, they need some heat before they enter Blood and Guts. I feel they're very clearly taking the loss at Blood and Guts because they already won the Anarchy in the Arena match, and now they're going to win this. So that's kind of somewhat of a compensation for Blood and Guts, which they're going to eventually lose. Now you can shit on me, Nick. Go ahead.
Okay, so before they even added this stipulation, I'm going to tell you exactly why this match was given away. We have Jericho, we have Minoru Suzuki, we have Sammy Guevara, we have Eddie Kingston, Umino, and Wheeler Yuta. How many of those people have not been on AEW Dynamite?
One.
He's taking the pinfall here. It's that obvious. This is.
Hold on.
This is my problem with AEW booking all the time. It's always completely obvious where they're going with things. And to me, again, it was completely obvious who was taking the pinfall in this match to begin with. Because as you point out, good point, they got to keep that heat on Jericho Appreciation Society until Blood and Guts, because that'll be the payoff with this feud against Eddie Kingston and them. And they can't have anybody that will be involved in that match taking a pinfall before that match. Umino was there to protect that, to save Blood and Guts from being spoiled just a little bit, and that's why this match is completely predictable. If I'm not watching this live, I'm probably just going to skip this match because, again, there's no reason for me to really watch it because I know who's winning it, and they've given me no reason to care.
You know what? I feel I'm going to change my opinion. I feel Kingston's taking the pin. I don't think Umino's it even further angers Kingston. I feel because him taking the pin is meaning that he's gonna enter Blood and Guts full of fuel, fire for fuel of blood, and he's just gonna be outrageous about it.
No.
So I feel Kingston's gonna take the pin.
Kingston he's gonna get the win at Blood and Guts, and that'll be why it's the finale of the feud. It's not happening at Forbidden Door. No way. No. I'll go as far as to say I bet Chris Jericho is the one that gets the pinfall win because he's with the Young Bucks. That ego, it's got to be filled.
Yeah.
So that's why. Again, I know nothing about there's no hype behind this. There's no build other than I guess Chris Jericho, Eddie Kingston. But why is Umino joining them? Why? Is there a reason?
He's Moxley's young boy.
There is.
What do you mean, young? Can you fill me in because they have not done anything to?
Okay.
I'm just listening to this from Jimmy's perspective, and he doesn't know what young boy means.
Quickly as I possibly can. John Moxley went over to G1 the other year. They decided to put one of the young lions with John Moxley. That was Shota Umino. John Moxley gave him a bit of a character, moved him over to New Japan Strong, and ever since then he's been tied to John Moxley's leg like a puppy dog.
Okay, that makes sense then. That makes sense. I'll give you that. That makes sense. I really wish they would have spent maybe 3 minutes explaining something like that.
It would have been nice.
Zayn changed his pick, didn't he? He's taking Jericho Appreciation Society. No, he's taking Eddie Kingston.
No. I said Eddie Kingston was taking the pin. He was suffering the pin. He was going to be the
Oh,
one
you think
pin.
he's taking
That's
the
what I'm saying.
pinfall?
I still feel like,
Okay.
yeah, that's what
We
I meant.
all agree that Jericho appreciates Saudi's winning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there we go. 3-0. Again, we're agreeing with Zayn. That's probably not a good deal. Now, on to the next
It's
one.
New Japan stuff, man.
What?
I'm saying it's New Japan stuff. You gotta agree with me.
I don't. I really don't.
No. You
Because
should
AEW
agree with
still
me,
attacks,
Zane,
and it's
because
very
I'm
different.
old and I've been watching New Japan since 2001.
You're
But
senile.
on to the next match. This is one of the ones that I feel like is exciting simply because of the unknown. We got Zack Sabre Jr., who was supposed to be taking on Bryan Danielson, but as we all know, Bryan Danielson is not cleared, and he has handpicked an opponent to fill in for his shoes. So, before we pick a winner, we have to find out who that is. Zane, you said you had some ideas. Let's hear them, and let's not go crazy with your explanations here. Give me who you think it
Okay.
is and why you think it's going to be that person.
Claudio's the obvious pick, but I'm gonna leave it to Nick to explain why it's that because I think he's gonna pick him. I feel like the other one that isn't that obvious is Philly Tom Lawler. He fits the bill. He's a good technical wrestler. He wrestled John Moxley recently in a Defy show, and he like took him to the limit, like legit took him to the limit. Moxley had to like put him down like a rabid dog, and he is in Chicago and he's taking some indie bookings, and he is also been like he was offered an invite by John Moxley officially to the Blackpool Combat Club on the Defy show, and he has been promoting the show on his Twitter. He's been promoting Forbidden Door, and there is no reason, absolutely no reason why he would do that. So I feel like Billy Tom Lawler could be a top shout here.
Question: educate me just a tad bit. What promotion does he wrestle for?
MLW
Okay.
and
Yeah.
New Japan Strong.
I thought it was MLW. I just wanted to make sure before I put my foot in my mouth. Your reasons actually make a lot of sense, so I'm not going to shit on you, Zane. Good job.
Thanks.
Nick.
Right,
Floor
and
is yours.
Zane's, the obvious one is Cesaro Claudio,
Yes.
whatever you want to call him, so I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to pick Katsuri Shibata from New Japan.
Okay.
The reason I'm going to pick Katsuri Shibata is because Shibata was originally supposed to be booked on this card to wrestle Bryan. Right? But for some reason, it ended up being Zack Sabre Jr. I think because Bryan and Zack started having a bit of back and forth. Shibata is friends with Bryan. They've known each other for a long period of time. I have a feeling that he probably still wants to be on this card. He's only just come back to wrestling in the last 12 months after a horrific brain injury. And it'd be fantastic to see him. Realistically, I'm just picking Shibata because I want to see Shibata versus Zack. There's no other real reason behind it. I just really want to see that match. I'm a huge Katsuri Shibata fan. I'm a huge Zack Sabre Jr. fan. Yeah, there you go.
I will say the only reason I don't think that will happen is simply because it is AEW versus New Japan.
Yeah.
Probably won't happen. But with injuries, sometimes you just got to do with what you got. It could happen. As Courtney pointed out, I'm just gonna touch on this real quick. She says there's no build to this entire pay-per-view. I feel like that's just how I feel. I will point out I think there's one match that has been built pretty decently, and when we get to it, I'll tell you why I think it's been built perfectly. Oh, not perfectly. It's been built up. But we'll get to that when it happens.
I feel like there are two matches.
What's that?
I feel like there are two matches that are built perfectly. But go ahead, sorry.
Okay, that's fair. But also to point out, we also have AEW versus AEW, so it's not out of the realm of possibility we see New Japan versus New Japan on this. So your pick isn't completely crazy there, Nick. I will now get
slightly crazy.
I'll now get to my pick. As we all know, Cesaro Claudio is the obvious one. He has ties to Bryan Danielson. He also has ties to Eddie Kingston, and we know Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston don't like each other. It's a very obvious pick. I have my fingers crossed, and I've been spewing it across social media as much as I possibly can. I want Johnny Gargano to be the man that comes in to take his place. I think if I'm looking at it from the knowledge I have, wrestler that's at the same caliber, that wrestles the same style as Bryan Danielson to an extent, I look at Johnny Gargano. I think they're very similar. Maybe not as violent as Bryan Danielson is, but we haven't seen him out of a WWE ring in quite some time, so who knows? That's my pick. Now, I told you guys I had a little bit of information that you might not have seen. prior to the show,
Mhm.
and Johnny Gargano tweeted the other day that he will be in Chicago this Sunday doing at a card show where he'll be signing autographs. The same city in which
He's
the
waiting.
tour will be taking place. Moments later, he said again, "Hey, I promise you, this is completely coincidental, which could just be covering his ass because he just blew a load right
Flew
there
it away.
and said I'll only be in Chicago for like 8 hours." So I picked Gargano before I even saw this because again I think it would be fantastic, but this just kind of like made me go even crazier because I do miss Johnny Gargano in a ring. I think it's been too long.
Jimmy, you're a mark.
I am.
You're getting
Absolutely.
work here.
I will
Yeah,
never
you're getting
deny the
work here.
fact that I'm a mark. You can call me Mark all day. I take it as a compliment.
You're
I
getting
love
baited and
this
you work
shit.
here. I don't feel like. Yeah. I
I
feel
love
like you're
this
getting
shit.
baited.
So that's my pick. If it's Cesaro, Claudio, I won't be mad
No.
at all. It would not disappoint me, and I feel like that's the most obvious one. Tom Lawler, as Zane pointed out, I think that one makes a lot of sense with all his points, so I wouldn't be mad at that one either. But with that said, do we even pick a winner here since we don't really know? Do we see Zack Sabre winning this match at all?
Yes.
If
I-
it's Lawler, then definitely.
Okay.
If it's Filthy Tom Lawler, Zach's going to walk it.
Okay.
If it's Johnny Gargano or Cesaro,
That's what I was going to get to. If it's Claudio, do we see Zack Sabre Jr. winning this match?
no. I love
Same.
Zach.
I can see ZSJ beating Gargano though. To be fair,
Really?
that is something I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I just think with the fact that they're going into Blood and Guts as well, they kind of need to win. Whoever it is kind of needs to win if they're going into Blood and Guts
you don't
as well.
want them losing and then going into Blood and Guts looking soft. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
Tom Lawler can do that because Tom
No.
Lawler then
Yes,
that also
absolutely.
predicts ZSJ.
Yeah.
And
That-
and Zack Sabre Jr. You have to build a Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson match, which is gonna happen down the line. So can Zack Sabre
Yeah,
Jr.
in like a
really take the
year
loss over?
at Forbidden Door 2.
Yeah, Forbidden Door too.
Yeah,
Hopefully
but
they
like,
do a much
but
better
still,
job
but
at
still.
building the show.
Well, they can't really call it Forbidden Door. They'll have to call it like the Permitted Place.
The Forbidden Curtain.
They're going to stick with Forbidden Door. Tony Khan loves that terminology there. So we're all in agreement. If it's Claudio, he's clearly winning.
Oh, yeah.
If it's anyone else, it's possible that Zack Sabre Jr. comes out victorious here.
Oh, yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
with all the names that have been said, barring yours, Nick, because I just don't, I have no knowledge. I think this match will be great and has a chance to be the match of the night with the three names being Zane put out. So, and with yours, maybe. I just don't know.
If you get the chance, go watch a Katsura Shibata highlight reel on YouTube, Jim. You'll fall in love with the guy.
Send me a match or two
Yeah.
that I can check out.
Okay.
So with that, we go on to the next match, which now that I'm looking at it, I think has the potential to be match of the night. Didn't really think much about it, but we have the winner takes all match for the IWGP Ring of Honor, and I'm guessing it's just those
Yeah,
two tag titles.
it's just those two.
Okay. It's going to be Jeff Cobb and Great O'Khan, who are the winner of the IWGP champions, taking on FTR, the greatest tag team in the world, the Ring of Honor champions, and Roppongi Vice, for those who don't know, Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. So, this is one of the matches I think has been built somewhat decently. It's not
Yeah, I
what I was
agree.
talking about prior. I think it has been built somewhat decently. They
Yes.
haven't really done much other than stare downs and a fake claw slam through a table that Trent did to himself. But they actually have had the people on TV getting us a little familiar with them. So I'll give them a little bit of credit here. There was a little bit of build here. I'm looking forward to this match. I know enough about Jeff Cobb to where I can be excited. So, Zane?
Yeah, and you don't need to know anything about Great O'Khan. He's really shit.
What's that?
Yeah.
No, the Great O'Khan
I
sucks.
was just saying it's
Jeff Cobb is
yeah.
good.
I was just saying it's
That's
good
what I
that you
know.
don't know anything about Great O'Khan. Yeah, it's good that you don't know anything about it.
He's terrible,
I feel
Jimmy.
like FTR are the clear winners here. I feel like they're going for the
yes, they are,
7-star FTR thing, and they're gonna just like. There's no way the ROH championships are going to New Japan.
No.
I can feel the IWGP belt staying here, or I can feel FTR going for a New Japan run for a brief while with the IWGP belts, and that would be really interesting to see. or new Japanese challengers coming over. But I don't see any possibility where FTR loses this because they're just on a rampant run. They have fire behind them, and they just need those IWGP belts because that's the only belt that they haven't won. That major of the major promotions that they haven't won yet.
All right, Nick, the floor is now yours.
It's right. There's only two ways I can see this match going. One, Jeff Cobb and Great-O-Khan are definitely losing those titles.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. There is like a 2% chance, because Roppongi Vice was such a big deal in New Japan, that they sneak a victory in here. But it's got to be FTR. It just doesn't make any sense to have anybody other than FTR win this match. They're on a belt collector shtick at the moment. They're trying to prove they're the best tag team in the world, which they are. And realistically, Jeff Cobb's going to have to wrestle the match by himself. Because his partner... his partner is absolutely abysmal and has zero talent. It's like watching the Giant Gonzalez without the muscle suit. He is not a good wrestler, the Great-O-Khan. Why Will Ospreay had to put him in the United Empire over in Japan, I will never know. I'm assuming that was a management decision, because I cannot see Will picking this guy and go, yes, I want him.
Russ? Thank you for
Hey,
Russ.
No one goes on. No one looks at Great-O-Khan and says, "I want him."
Exactly. He's terrible. So this match has to be FTR. It has to be. There's no way Ring of Honor titles are going to Japan. Not a chance in hell. I could see them possibly putting them on Trent and Rocky because they were a big deal in Japan and they've never held the Ring of Honor tag straps, even though they've been there. But this has got to be FTR's night. Like, it has to be.
So, just before I start, Courtney's asking, you said the tag team champions were on the line as well, the Ring of Honor ones. Yes, Courtney, they are. I might have just slipped up and not mentioned it, but yes, those are on the line as well. It's winner take all.
No, you did mention it. You said winner take all, yeah.
There will be 2 tag team champions. Now, you said there's about a 2% chance that Roppongi Vice comes out of here the champion, winning this match. I'm going to go ahead and say I think they have about a 75% chance of winning this match.
Okay.
We all agree. We all agree the Ring of Honor titles are not going over to Japan. I agree with you guys 100% there. Roppongi Vice has ties to New Japan, and they're not really embedded into the AEW tag team scene at all. So they can take these titles and go and not be part of AEW television, and it won't matter at all. It won't matter at all. And
very true.
When they go over to New Japan and they end up losing those titles, they can still have the Ring of Honor titles. And when Ring of Honor starts, you have Trent Beretta and you have
Rocky
Romero going to Ring of Honor to kind of help get that one kick-started. It makes a little bit of sense to me. What this also does is it frees FTR up of those Ring of Honor titles to where they can now go ahead and focus back on those AEW tag titles that the Young Bucks have now, because they have been the number 1 ranked tag team for almost as long as they've been Ring of Honor tag team champions.
8 months, I think it is.
So, and FTR can take they don't have to take a pin to take a loss here. So they're completely protected from this. And that's why I think this is going to be your shocker of the night. But it wouldn't surprise me if FTR won. It wouldn't surprise me. As I think Zane pointed out, the IWGP one is the only major one they haven't won. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind them getting those flowers. They deserve it. Again, they're the greatest tag team in the world. Not even a question. But I really feel like this is a Roppongi Vice shock victory here. And for the exact reasons I just gave you.
No, I can see that.
So,
explanation, Jim.
Yeah.
So, at least we all agree on the fact that Jeff Cobb and Great-O-Khan are not winning.
No.
And also, in case anybody missed it, on Rampage, Jeff Cobb took on Cash Wheeler in a match that kind of, again, helped build this matchup a little bit. Yeah. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Really good match. So if you haven't, go.
The Wheeler's really good.
So with that, we will now move on to the AEW All-Atlantic Championship match for the finals of this tournament, because AEW loves them some tournaments where we're going to get Pac versus Miro versus Malachi Black. Supposed to be Ishii, but now it is Clark Connors, who I have no freaking clue who that is. I'm assuming he was the guy that took on Ishii in the match to get there, but I don't know who he is.
He's from New Japan Strong. He was a young lion up until about 2 years ago. Then they gave him a gimmick, and now he's on his rise. That's the best way to put it.
With Ishii in the
He's a
match,
good
I
monster.
thought this was going to be my favorite match. Miro versus Ishii head-to-head in this would be amazing. I think the styles, I don't really know Clark Connors, so I don't know his style. But
He's a power boy.
As far as Malachi,
Yeah.
Miro, and Pac, completely different styles. I love it when styles clash. I think this match has every ingredient you need to be match of the night. I love four ways too. They're just nonstop awesomeness. So with that, Nick, who do you see coming out of this match as the first All Atlantic Championship champion? Why am I saying champion?
Championship.
The championship holder. That's what I was going to say. There you go.
God's chosen wrestler, the Redeemer, Miro. I like Malachi Black, I do, but ain't happening. And my countrymen are probably going to shoot me for not picking Pac.
Yeah, they're not going to be happy with you, bud.
I love Pac. And if he wins, I will be a happy boy. But Miro is winning this match. Miro has to win this match. The promos he's been cutting, the run he's been on since he came back, he's going to win this match. He's going to destroy everybody, and then he's going to get his wife back and fight God. Right? And it's going to be absolutely amazing. Miro has to win this match. It doesn't make any sense for me to put the belt on anybody else, especially in America. No offense, Jim. But I don't see the point. Admittedly, actually, wait a minute. There's no American in this match.
What is Clark Connors? I
No, there isn't.
I know he's
Oh.
from Japan.
I think
Clark.
he's a Brit.
Clark.
Isn't he a Brit?
No, Connors is a Yank.
There you go.
No.
He ain't
Are you
winning,
sure
though.
about that? Because
I'm pretty
he can't win
positive
it,
he's
then.
not English. I don't remember him
Man,
being
you click
English.
the floor. I'm going to look up Clark Connors real quick.
If I'm wrong,
yeah, okay. So I'm going to take up the floor and I'm going to say that I agree with everything Nick said, but I really wanted Black to win this one. Like I think he's a made star, and I would really love to have the belt on him. I know a real bastard's taking the pin in this one, or like I think even though you might feel like the Clark Connors is the obvious one to take the fall from whoever's winning the match, I feel like New Japan guys are really like they're losing a lot from what we predicted, and a lot of them are taking pins here, and New Japan won't be happy about that. I feel like Pac is in a stage where he's going to take the pin, or he's going to get basically put to sleep by Miro. And as much as I want Black to win, I can't believe I'm agreeing with you guys so much on this, but Miro's winning. Miro's winning this one.
Okay, so Clark Connors is an American professional wrestler. So there you go. We have
Ooh.
a horse in this race.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that horse got shot in the leg, and he has zero chance of winning.
yeah, he is
Yeah,
lame.
she was American as well.
I 100% agree that Miro is the clear-cut winner here. I think Miro and Championship Gold go hand in hand together in AEW. He had the absolute greatest run with that TNT title out of everyone, and since he lost it, it's been complete shit. So,
Yeah.
how do you make that belt feel real important right out the gate? You put it on the man that made that TNT championship feel so damn good.
Yeah.
With
Yep.
that said, my original pick for this was Malachi Black because it was a homer pick. I love Malachi Black. I don't think he needs a title here. I would be shocked if he came out of this with a belt. It just doesn't make sense. That character with a belt, what are you doing with it? What's his? I don't think that's what's driving him. So
Yeah.
it really doesn't make sense. I can see a small chance that Pac comes out of this winning, for the simple fact he has been an AEW guy since day one. There's been issues that prevented him from elevating himself, whether it be travel issues, the pandemic, all this stuff has prevented him from really escalating up that ladder. And this could be the chance to really give him his flowers for being that guy since day one, and rewarding him for all the mishaps he's had to deal with. And if that's the case, I know Clark Connors is the clear, obvious choice to take the pinfall here. If Pac wins, I see him pinning Malachi Black just because of that whole feud, which probably means that feud will go on another month, which I hope to God doesn't happen.
I have a feeling the reason that Pac and Malachi aren't going to win is because they're going to take each other out of the equation in the match.
That's very possible. Very possible.
Have we had a singles match between the two yet? Like just Osney?
No, we've had Malachi Black versus Penta though. and I
We
think
need that. We need a singles match between the two.
down the line. Give it to me in like a year and a half because I'm so
I say
done
give it to us at All Out.
House of Black versus Death Triangle, whatever they're calling themselves. I'm
Nice.
so done with it. It's so. This is that WWE booking that everyone hates so much. It's lasted way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Courtney is saying she wants I guess she's agreeing she wants Pac, aka Neville.
Or the bastard.
But hey, again, with I would be mad if Black wins because it doesn't make sense. Miro Pac wins, I'm okay. But again, I think Miro is the clear winner. It's just that gold is going to look good around his waist.
You're damn right it is.
And Zane, you picked Miro as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can't believe I'm agreeing.
Another clean sweep here. Imagine that. Okay, next up, it is Nick's most anticipated match, if I remember correctly. The AEW GP United States Championship match between Orange Cassidy, Pockets, Dumbass, versus Will Ospreay. So with that said, he's rubbing his hands together. The floor is yours, Nick. What do you got to say here?
Will is going to beat the holy living shit out of that orange joke. It's going to be amazing. This is Orange Cassidy's chance to prove that he is meant to be a main event star. And he's going in New Japan. They like to teach things through the medium of pain, and Will Ospreay is going to teach him how to be a star through the medium of pain. Will Ospreay in the ring, other than Kenny Omega, bell to bell, is one of the showiest, flashiest wrestlers on the planet. But on top of that, he's put so much weight on, and he's put so much mass on his body that he's completely altered his wrestling style. He's no longer just a flippy boy that flies around the ring. He's brutal, he's aggressive, and he's angry. Orange Cassidy ain't ready for that. I'm sorry, he ain't ready for that. Because at some point in this match, yes, he's going to get all of his shit in, and he's going to have a great showing. But at some point, he's going to piss Will off. Will's going to elbow him in the back of the head as hard as he can, and this match is going to end shortly afterwards. This should steal the show. Orange, when he drops the gimmick, can go. I'm not taking that away from him. And Will, bell to bell, is the best performer on this card. This should absolutely steal the show. I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to see Orange Cassidy get floored.
So, before I take it to you, Zane, Courtney pointed out we're all wrong. Pac did have a one-on-one with Malachi Black. That's when he got the black mist and he went blind for that little bit of time. I thought that did happen. I just wasn't sure. Again, I'm not sticking my foot in my mouth.
Well done, Courtney.
Sure. So good job, Courtney. Thank you for that little bit of information.
Okay.
Now, Zane, it is your turn. What do you think about the Orange Cassidy Will Ospreay match?
Yeah.
Are you with us?
Ospreay
Nope.
This one.
I'll come back to you in a minute, Zane. I'm going to take over. Before I sit here and look at this card, this was the one match I thought could steal the show, simply because once Orange Cat, like you said, Nick, once he drops the gimmick, he could go. Like he's a phenomenal athlete, and I think the one thing that he doesn't get enough credit for is his selling is top notch.
Yeah.
I watch an Orange Cassidy match. I think the man is legit hurt every single time he's in the ring. And that's something I really appreciate in wrestling. It's something a lot of people don't really take seriously, and that's what I like about Orange Cassidy. And with Will Ospreay, as you point out, with the little bit I have seen of him, I have noticed the weight has come on. The style has become a lot more vicious. So that alone, I think, is going to be a good combination here. Goodbye, Zane. I hope you can come back, though, bud. So I'm agreeing with you 100% on this. I think it could steal the show. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just a matter of how much gimmick we get from Orange Cassidy. If we get the initial 30 seconds of it, and then it's gone, and then we just get bell-to-bell nonstop action, awesome. I just don't want it to be something that takes over too much, because when he does it a little too much, it completely takes me away from the match, and then I'm just
Agreed.
Like, hurry up and get it over with.
Agreed. I don't think Will's going to let him.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I don't think Will's going to let him.
I think this match could potentially steal the show. This was the first one I saw was like, yes, I actually am looking forward to this. The athletic competition will be amazing.
The best way to put it is this is a match I never knew I wanted to see.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people hating on it. It's like, yeah, I understand you hate the Orange Cassidy gimmick, but man, you can't deny that once the gimmick is gone, he's legit. He can go.
That man's got talent.
Zane, you're back. Let's see if you have better luck this time. What do you got? The
conclusion is foregone. Ospreay is winning this one. But what we need to realize is I need to disagree on something, because I am a little shit off, bro. I feel like Cassidy's already proven himself as the main eventer. Like the Double or Nothing Kenny versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy, that was a brilliant match and a brilliant showing for the guy. And I feel like it's not.
God damn it, Zane.
And I will go ahead and
2 minutes.
He was trying to say Orange Cassidy has proven himself as a main event person. I'm going to go ahead and say no. As talent-wise, yes, he has shown that he could be a main event guy. But as long as he has that gimmick, he will never be a main event guy. It does not work. And unfortunately, that gimmick is so over that he is stuck with it. Yeah. And I don't ever see it going away, and therefore he will never be a main event guy.
TNT title is as high as he's ever going to get.
Yes, and he will be the kind of guy that you always have there at the almost getting over that hump, but used to elevate the next guy.
Okay, he's like Jerry Lynn, but with comedy.
There you go. That's why I look at Orange Cassidy. Again, that's taking nothing away from his talent. He is amazing, but the gimmick is stunting him completely, and we all agree Will Ospreay is winning this match. That's not even a contest here.
No.
It's the one New Japan match I see on this card that I'm like, yep, he is for sure winning this one.
Oh, yeah.
So, from there, Zane, are you there? Nope, you're not.
You're not, Zane.
It's not like this, so we're going to the next match. He picked Will Ospreay, though, so we got that. Another clean sweep.
Yes.
Next match up, it is a AEW Women's Championship match where we get Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa. No New Japan talent involved. This is interesting that they're doing this match. I think it was literally just to get women on the card. I don't think there was a real reason other than that for it. Because, again, it's a Forbidden Door show. It's AEW versus New Japan.
Yeah.
I'm just, again, it doesn't make sense to have it on the card.
Well,
I'm glad they did it because I think women need opportunities. They should be on these shows. I just hate how they did this one.
Well, it confuses me because New Japan owns Stardom.
They have lots of talent.
And they have dozens of female talent that they could have brought onto this show, but for some reason, whether it's travel restrictions, I don't know what it is, for some reason they decided not to have any of the girls from Stardom appear on this show. And maybe it's because Tony Khan didn't want Thunder Rosa getting embarrassed by a superior athlete. But
here's my theory. Oh, not even a theory. It's just a touch on it. The saddest part about the women's match being just forced on here, and there's not really anything else. There's nothing else for the women on this card. Is that the excuse has always been TV executives only want one match per show.
Yeah.
With the pay-per-view, you have all the power to do whatever you want. You can put as many women matches on here as you want. I'm not saying deck the card out with women matches. You could have 2 or 3 for sure, and they didn't. Especially when you have 3 matches on the pre-show that really mean jack shit.
Yep.
Let's see. Zane, are you there? Oh, I thought he was back. He was moving.
Yeah, so did I for a second.
So, with this match, do you see Thunder Rosa possibly losing her title here?
I hope so. I am in the opinion and the bracket, which you already know, that they should have never have taken the belt off Britt Baker in the first place. Like, it made no sense taking the belt off Britt and putting it on Thunder because there seemed to be no clear-cut plan as to where to go with Thunder Rosa after she won the title. I'm a massive Toni Storm fan. I have been ever since I saw her live in Progress. She's a fantastic wrestler, and she's a lovely woman. I really want Toni to walk out with this belt. I think it'll be a big surprise for the fans. Toni Storm has also wrestled quite a lot in Japan. So she's a known commodity over there. So having Toni win, whereas Thunder, nobody knows who Thunder Rosa is in Japan. They haven't got a friggin' clue. I really want Toni Storm to win this match. Probably not going to happen because I don't see Tony Khan changing this belt on this pay-per-view. I just don't. But I really want Toni to win. And it's about time one of the girls that they brought into the company was pushed. Because so far, they all get brought in, they get one match, and then they get shoved to the wayside.
Yeah.
And that disappoints me. Look what's happening with...
They were used to put over Britt, and then they were pushed to the side.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And now they're going to use Athena to put over Jade and probably push her to the side.
Yeah.
So it's a case of use Toni correctly. Give her this strap. Even if she just ends up dropping it back to Britt Baker in 3 months because Britt's got a number in storyline. Just do something. Thunder Rosa's title reign has been terrible. right? The girl can't cut a promo, and that's nothing to do with her language barrier. She speaks 2 languages. Anyone that can speak 2 languages amazes me. But the fact is, her promos are, I'm Thunderosa, and I'm going to kick your ass. And that's it. And she takes like 10 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
Her promos are so...
Her promos should literally just be, I'm Thunder Rosa, I can kick your ass, open invitation, come get some. And that's just it. But we have movement from Zayn, so I don't want to lose this moment. Zayn, do you have anything to add to this match?
Tony Storm wins. Tony Storm wins.
Okay.
I really feel winning. Like the only way I found out my internet was working is I moved my head radically in my mirror and I saw the reflection in Jimmy's glasses and I was like, all right, this works. So Tony Storm needs this. Thunder Rosa's championship reign has been very dry so far. Not to take anything away from her as a wrestler, amazing talent, one of the best to ever do it. But it's sad that she wasn't booked correctly. Hopefully with Tony Storm, the women's division gets a new burst of energy. So I have to go with Tony Storm here.
Okay, just to go over some comments before I give my take, we got my lovely lady Amanda telling me yes, Thunder is definitely losing it to Tony, and then Britt is going to end up winning it back from Tony. So she's saying exactly what you're saying, Nick.
Good girl.
Courtney is agreeing with us. Why is there no more women on this card? It's absolutely ridiculous. There was.
Didn't their deal with Stardom fall through? Like they tried.
No, they bought them last year.
No, it was recently they tried Stardom for Forbidden Door. I read a report that it fell through sometime earlier this week.
Okay.
Not this week, but like a month before.
But with that said, there still could have been other women put on this card.
Fair enough.
Jade could have been on the card.
Yes, absolutely. The fact that you don't have the most marketable person on your roster on a pay-per-view card, especially one that is supposed to be this big, it's stupid. Yeah. It is dumb as fuck. Excuse my language. I will say, the problem with Thunder Rosa's reign has been we saw it with the AEW title. Tony Khan had the first 4 champions picked out. There was a story involved, and we knew exactly who they were going to be.
Yeah.
It was predictable booking, but it worked because the Hangman Page Omega story was good. What we had
Moxley wasn't predictable. Moxley's win wasn't predictable. I'd argue Moxley's win wasn't predictable.
I saw it coming a mile away. That's me.
It's obvious.
That's me. But back to the Thunder Rosa thing. I think what happened is we had the St. Patrick's Day lights out match between Thunder and Britt, and everyone was like, it's amazing. Thunder won it. So then Tony's like, I got to get that title on her. I have to do it, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to do it. And it took a whole year to get there, but he did it anyway because instead of looking at the show and being like, that's probably not what I should do, he said, I made a plan, I'm sticking to my plan, and we're going to force it. And it ended up being absolute shit. Thunder Rosa has been booked. I think I just gave you the perfect way to book Thunder Rosa as a champion, and they didn't do it. Like, don't make it wrong. Let her kick some ass. That's what she does.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tony Storm, of all the talent they brought in, is as far as the WWE talent, which I know people hate that, but I think she is clear-cut the best one they've brought in from over there. I think she has the fans behind her, and she's been booked somewhat, other than the loss in the tournament to Britt, which doesn't hurt her because Britt is the number 1 girl over there. I think it doesn't hurt her, and I think this match was made and forced on this card for the simple fact they want to get that belt off Thunder and put it on Tony Storm, who is a much more I don't want to say marketable, that's a terrible word to use here. She is much better suited for the title because she can carry a segment. She can cut a decent promo, and that's what I think. And I saw something where Thunder Rosa signed up to go overseas to be part of some tournament. I'm not sure which one it was, but if she's
going Climax.
Okay, so she's going over there.
I'm just kidding. It's not the G1.
No, there is a tournament over there somewhere she's being a part of. So you take the belt off her because if she's going to be...
She's also going to Mexico to wrestle Taya Valkyrie for the Reign of the Reigners Championship.
Okay, that one I don't think...
She's also coming to Pakistan.
But if she's part of a tournament overseas, I think that keeps her from being on AEW Dynamite every week.
Yeah.
Take the belts off her, put it on Tony Storm. And that's what I think. I think that's why this match was forced on here. So... we all picked Tony Storm. Is that what happened? Another clean sweep here. What the heck is happening?
It's been a weird day, Jim. It's been a weird day, Jim. It was only the first match that we disagreed on.
Back to the comments before I go to the next match. Did you guys see the countdown to Forbidden Door after Rampage? I started to, and then I went to bed.
I'm going to watch it now. I'm gonna watch it after
Zane's
this.
gonna watch it now. Where is Ruby to take her loss for the show? Unfortunately,
Ruby versus Maki.
that's from my lovely lady Amanda again. She's a big Ruby fan, and she wants to know why she's always taking losses. I agree. Why is Jane on the card? We all agree. I won't say she's the best, but she's definitely the most marketable one. You should have her on the show. So yeah, I think Thunder's clearly got her hands full over the next month or two. So take the belts off her and save us from this horrible fucking reign. So on to the co-main event of the night. And as I said earlier, I think one match on this show had been built up pretty decently. And I know a lot of people are going to say this one was thrown together and it was just, it wasn't built up at all. But it might have been over a month ago on my AEW Dynamite recap show, which you should all be tuning into, I said that we would be getting a 4-way for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
You did. Credit where
what did you say to me, Zane? Let's hear.
I said you were
crazy. I believe was the exact word you used. Zane. I believe you said he was crazy.
I thought you were calling shit. To be fair, like, I'll swallow my pride. I was wrong. Like,
Zane, because a lot of people gave me shit for this. They said I was being an Adam Cole, Bebe, Homer.
Same with me.
I don't know anything about New Japan, which
I apologize. I apologize for giving you shit.
I accept your apology. So with that said, I saw it happening, and the reason I saw it happening is because they were telling a story with it, thanks to Adam Cole, Bebe, and a little bit of work from Hangman Page. And I think the story...
And a lot of work from Jay White as well, to be fair.
What's that?
A lot of work from Jay White to be well. Like his promo after Dominion, where he just literally started a million feuds. Yeah, I saw that. I think that set up. Yeah, sorry guys.
So there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff for this that I saw, and I thought it was being told. It wasn't told brilliantly, but there was a story being told if you paid enough attention. And I think this match is, of all of them, I think this is the best built match of the show. That's not to say a lot, obviously, but I will say I'm going to go ahead and do the Tommaso pat on my back because I nailed this one right on the head. I'm going to completely butcher it with my prediction, though. So thank you for the flowers as well, Courtney. I did say that. Thank you very much. Zane, I'm going to toss it to you since you had to apologize to me. What you got to say about this match?
I feel like Jay White is winning this one. And a bit of a wild card here. This is the match at the end of which Kenny Omega returns. Now, he might not be cleared, but he might return for a face down or like just standing face to face with Jay White, because Forbidden Show was meant to be Kenny's show. He's the main link, and like it's really unfortunate that he's missing out. Now, either he stands up to Will Ospreay, because in his recent interview with Fightful, he just consistently praised Will Ospreay. It was funny as hell. Or he goes face to face with Jay White, because again, two Bullet Club leaders. There's a lot of history there. Jay White, ever since Kenny started his belt collector promo, Jay White has been calling him out. He's just like, after each and every one of his victories, he says, "I'm the real belt collector." He just nails it down, and he's been taking shots at Omega for a while. So I feel like Jay White wins, and like you keep the title on Jay White. Meltzer saying Hangman's gonna win. It's like, come on, how does that even make sense?
Yeah, but Dave's an idiot.
The Meltzer, that's your big problem. He's a fucking idiot. You call me a mark. You call me a mark,
and you listened to Dave Meltzer.
Mute him.
It was making rounds on Twitter. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Ridiculous.
Jay White's very clearly winning this, and I'm really glad that Jay White's New Japan's champion right now, because he deserves it. He won it for a brief moment, like a few years ago in 2019. He really deserves it, and I'm really glad he's getting the run that everything had led up to.
All right, Nick, over to you. What do you got to say about this match? And who do you see? Jay White?
It's going to be Jay. The fact is, a lot of people may not know this, but everyone figured Kazuchika Okada was going to take the belt back off Jay, and Jay was just going to be a transitional champion. But I know for a fact that Kazuchika Okada's wife is about to give birth. The fact that he's made this pick, because I pay attention. Yeah, because I pay attention to news. The fact is, Kazuchika Okada's wife is about to have a kid, which is why they took the belt off him in the first place and put it on Jay. There's no way Okada's getting the belt back. There's no way in hell Adam Hangman Page is taking the IWGP Heavyweight title away from New Japan for any period of time. And as much as I love Adam Cole, Jay White's going to pin him.
Yep, I agree.
Now, Jay White is going to...
Mute him.
Yeah.
Jay White, sorry Jimmy, Jay White is going to pin Adam Cole in this match. They're going to work together, and then Jay White's going to stab him in the back, because that's what Jay White does. Jay is probably the best wrestler for his age on the planet. He cuts a better promo than most people in the business these days, even though he has technically been cutting the same promo for 2 years now, all to build up to...
promo.
It's a very believable promo. All to build up to his match with Okada at Dominion. He convincingly beat Okada at Dominion. It makes no sense to take the title off him now. Bullet Club has just been rebuilt in Japan to be a strong force again with Jay as its figurehead. They need this win. And I also think Bullet Club are going to lose every other match that they're involved in on this card, hence my prediction for the beginning one, because Jay White is winning this match.
No,
okay.
Nick
So,
shit.
before I go into the prediction, I see Courtney's saying Jay White is your winner, then Kenny returns. And as Zane pointed out, he thinks this is a chance for Kenny to return as well. I will say, if Kenny is returning after this match, this is the main event. It's not the co-main event. It has to go on last. Kenny showing up has to be the end of the show.
Agreed.
You can't have Kenny show up.
No, I have a theory.
Tanahashi versus Matsu match. Now, you called me a mark earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. You can call me idiot all you want. I don't care. Homer, whatever words you want to use. We're going Adam Cole, baby, for the championship match here.
You just wanted to flex that figure.
Because I know who Okada is. I know he's good. I know Jay White is good. I love his promo, the few I've seen. Screw Hangman Adam Page. That's what I think about him. It's all Adam Cole, baby, here. I don't know what I'm talking about, though, so don't take that for anything. I will
Jim, stick to your guns.
I will say this. I do think there is a possibility here that Hangman Adam Page wins this match for the simple reason. Let me finish, boy.
Sorry.
For the simple reason, I can see Hangman Adam Page going over to Japan. Again, I don't know the New Japan show, so I'm literally just doing this off of AEW's booking and Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite, whatever. We know we're getting a Bullet Club versus Elite somewhere. And if Adam Cole, if Kenny Omega is returning very soon, I can see Hangman Adam Page winning this belt and then going over to Japan and having a feud with Jay White, which prolongs the Kenny return to where Jay White can win his title back from Hangman Adam Page because he's not needed on AEW right now. He's just floundering. There's nothing for him. So send him over to AEW to help set up this Bullet Club versus Elite feud. Jay White gets his belt back eventually. And then he could lose it without even getting pinned because, as you point out, Adam Cole's probably taking the pin here. That's shitty. I don't like it.
A piece of it. Yeah.
But
a piece of
that's
information.
why that's why I think Hangman Page could actually come out of this match with the title. And he even mentioned during the little bit I did watch of the Forbidden Door show after Rampage, Hangman Page was talking about how when he was in New Japan, he wasn't ready to win that title. Referencing
he was a young boy.
Yeah, referencing him wrestling in New Japan, saying he wasn't ready then, but he's ready now. I don't think things like that are coincidental. I think they're intentional, especially in AEW with the way they book things.
Okay.
So that's why I think he could come out on top. But Jay White is probably your winner here. I'm not going to lie. I'm sticking to my guns, though. It's Adam Cole, baby. 100% all day, every day, baby. So you guys agree. I don't agree. And we will move on. Let's see. I just watched Dominion the other night. It was great when Jay White won. So that was the name of that show. We already knew. That's the one we knew. We didn't know the American one. And then Jay White has been on Impact recently, though. Jimmy, just thought I would tell you. Yes, my son actually points it out to me because he is now an Impact watcher. I watched a little bit with him. I've seen Jay White a few times. I saw because he's with Chris Bay over there, I think. That's what
he is.
So I think this, again, there's a lot of matches that could be match of the night. So that's why I'm actually not writing this show off completely. I think there's going to be great I don't think. I know there's going to be great action. So that's why I'm not writing the show off. There's just too much talent on this show for it not to be great.
No, the same way that the last couple of WWE pay-per-views have been really good for wrestling.
Yeah.
This show should be really good from a wrestling standpoint.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now, if that's not the main event will be for the interim AEW World Championship match. It will be between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jon Moxley, a match that Jon Moxley has been waiting for
3 years. 3
which
years.
I find very weird that they weren't even going to go with this match to begin with. That made no sense to me. But that is the match for the AEW Championship until our real champion, CM Punk, returns. So, Zane, if you had something to say about the last one, go ahead and get it in here while you can, because after you're done here, I am muting you for the rest of the show.
Okay, so a little bit on the Hangman theory. I was like, I don't think it's likely to hotshot the belt because they tried that with Evil and Naito and New Japan. Like the fans just absolutely hated it, and it was a bad idea. So I think they've learned the lesson, and I don't think they're going to hotshot the titles. On this one, I have a really wild theory, and here's how this one could main event even after Kenny returns to face Jay White. And hear me out here. This one ends in a no contest because MJF ruins the Forbidden Door main event by coming out with steel chairs and beating the shit out of both Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jon Moxley. It's too predictable because Moxley's winning this. Tanahashi can't win this. He has the G1 too. He can't take the title up to Japan. Wait, hold your horses there, Nick. And see, this is no one expecting. Where's MJF? MJF's going to ruin the pay-per-view.
At home.
He is at home, obviously. But MJF, let me be a mark for a while, Nick. This stuff.
No, you're not allowed to be a mark. You called me a mark.
No. Like it was a bad thing, Zane. You've already established that being a mark is a bad thing in your opinion, so you get to do it.
I never said it's a bad thing.
And who's to say Hiroshi Tanahashi can't win this match?
He's going to the G1 AEW contrast.
John Moxley's going to G1.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I didn't see Jon Moxley on the G1.
No, he's not in the bracket, but he's going to be on the shows. He's already said he's going to tour over in New Japan.
He's not doing the G1 Climax. Doing the G1 Climax and going on tour are two entirely different things.
Yes, but holding an interim championship, which you are clearly going to lose to CM Punk when CM Punk returns, means it doesn't matter if you're in the G1.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean, not necessarily?
Hold on, let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes real quick. Let Zane finish his little thing before his internet cuts out again, and then we can jump this shit.
Yeah, and see, I'm still agreeing on the no contest thing. I feel like it's a wild theory, and we're all here for wild theories. I could give you the predictable answer, tell you it's Moxley. That's just absurd. Because the thing is that I just want us to have fun, and this is a fun theory. And no one's gonna expect it, and when it happens, it could be the first main event and a big show ending in a no contest, and the fans go home happy because New Japan's ace doesn't take the loss, Jon Moxley doesn't take the loss, right? And you have MJF back, and he's hot as hell, and that really works. Like if you give it a bit of thought, like before shitting on it, just give it a second of thought. And see if it works.
Okay, hold on. Before I take it over to you, Nick, I will touch on this real quick. You said that the fans would go home happy if the main event ended in no contest. You clearly do not know the AEW fan base. They will burn that fucking place to the ground. They hate no contest more than anything in the world.
But here's how it happens.
Touch on the rest of you. Oh, go ahead. You got a minute to tell the rest of it.
Yeah, here's how it happens. MJF's hottest thing. It's primarily AEW fans. I don't think New Japan fans are going to come to Chicago, and if they're watching, they're definitely going to be watching AEW as well. And AEW fans are completely behind MJF, and you have heat on MJF. He ends the pay-per-view. You've built intrigue going into the next Dynamite, and now people don't know what's happening, and you got a ratings boost, you've got MJF back, and you have a mega star in MJF right there.
I'm not even shitting on your theory. I'm just shitting on the no contest part and the fans going home happy, because there's no fucking way those fans go home happy with a no contest.
I'm going to go home happy if I was there.
That's my thing. But I'm not one of the fans I'm talking about. Again, I'm not shitting on your theory at all. I actually will touch on that when it's my turn. But Nick, the floor is yours.
Right.
Go nuts.
I am picking Hiroshi Tanahashi. I couldn't care less that he's in the G1. Tony Khan, I don't give a shit. Tony Khan likes to do what Tony Khan originally wanted to do. His original plan for this match was Punk versus Tanner. He still wants to put that match on. Whoever wins this interim title is not beating CM Punk when he returns. CM Punk ain't going to hold the world title for a week, get injured, then lose it. Not going to happen. He's too marketable, he makes too much money, and he's too important to the company. Whoever wins this interim championship is holding it for a very short period of time. It does nothing for Jon Moxley but harm his character to have him be a transitional champion that drops that belt exceptionally quickly. Tanahashi can hold an AEW championship. This gives him big credibility back in Japan. But what is that look on your face, Zane?
What an old monk you are. Sorry.
Little shit. Do not let him get in your head. Finish your
right.
thing. I actually am listening, and I actually like what you're saying.
I'm
right.
listening as well.
The fact is, it harms Jon Moxley to win that title and then just lose it to CM Punk, which he will do. It does not harm Hiroshi Tanahashi. It puts another feather in Tanahashi's cap because he's held the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, which he can parade back to Japan for 1 week, then he can come back and defend it on television. Tanahashi's going to win this match because nobody thinks Tanahashi's going to win this match. Tony Khan is obsessed with surprises and swerves. He's completely obsessed with them. What bigger swerve is it in your main event than when everybody thinks Jon Moxley's going to win to have Tanahashi actually, the Bret Hart of Japan, actually walk out with the belt?
Okay.
A bigger swerve is MJF coming back.
Hold on, just Zane. Shush! I gave Zane shit for something. I'm gonna have to give you shit for something as well. Tony Khan loves swerves. He's fucking terrible at them. He's fucking terrible at them. Now, just to touch on Zane's thing real quick, I absolutely love what his theory is about MJF crashing it. Because my theory at the whole start of it, you had the Battle Royal taking on Jon Moxley. We clearly knew Jon Moxley was winning it. I thought it would have been brilliant to have MJF come and eliminate the last two. Fresh guy taking on Mox. He could win that match. And then you have Mox in the main event. And it's something Tony doesn't want. That was my original thought, what they could have done and may have should have done, but I'm not the booker, so it doesn't matter. So to involve MJF in this, to ruin Tony Khan's main event of the show that hits his baby, makes a lot of fucking sense. I really, if it doesn't happen, I might be mad at this point because I really think it's a brilliant way to end the show. Mm-hmm. It's going to piss off the fans 100%, but you have MJF crash the match, beat the shit out of both men, and then steal the interim title. And then when CM Punk comes back, we don't know how long he's gone. I know the surgery happened. He's healing up now. We don't know what is that?
He's mending.
Yeah, so he could be gone for 3 months. We don't know because they're very secretive about his injury. So with MJF basically hijacking this interim title, he's a guy that could carry segment after segment after segment and make things very interesting. My only thing that I think makes this not plausible is that you have Blood and Guts on Wednesday, and that would completely overshadow that show. You can't have MJF showing up after hijacking a pay-per-view with the interim title, and that would be the talk of the show, not the Blood and Guts match. That's my only issue there.
Also, why would Moxley need the title in Blood and Guts?
No, I'm going to touch on the Tanahashi thing because I think that one makes a lot of sense now too. I think everybody thinks Mox is winning. It's a very predictable one. And whereas I do think we get CM Punk versus Moxley for the title down the line, to have him win the interim title and then just lose it as soon as CM Punk comes back does kind of seem silly. Doesn't make sense. MJF versus CM Punk makes more sense for the interim title versus AEW title. But again, I don't think it happens for the fact that Blood and Guts. That's going to be the one thing that prevents that from happening. Tanahashi, if it's an interim title, it doesn't have to be there every week. So Tanahashi doesn't have to be there every week. So that actually makes a lot of sense. And it would erase the predictability of this match, which I want them to do more of. So I wouldn't even be mad there. With that said, I'm still going with Moxley. Tony Khan is a mark for his show. We've seen it time and time again. It's much like Vince booking the invasion angle. He's going to. We rarely see the New Japan.
Good analogy, Jim.
We rarely see it. So I just have a hard time seeing Moxley not leaving this show without the title. And Courtney saying she wants CM Punk versus Tanahashi.
So do I.
Nick, you said you wanted it as well. CM Punk probably wants it. That's probably why he probably handpicked this opponent. There's a lot of people who probably want to see it, and it could just happen next year. It could, whether it be for the title or not, we don't know, but it could happen. It's a very simple story. I wanted you last year. I didn't get you. You're healthy this year. Let's go. You don't need a title involved, so it could happen. But yeah, I just can't not pick Mox here. I just can't. I just prove me wrong. Your shows are always predictable. It's my biggest complaint about AEW is that the predictability is always there. Give me something unpredictable, and the talking shit might come down to a minimum.
I'm really glad we all disagree on this. Like, we all have different endings to this, and I'm really glad this happened.
Yes, it is about damn time.
And for anybody that tuned in and was like, hey, what about the buy-in shows? I don't want this podcast to be as long as the fucking pay-per-view, so we're not going over those matches that make no sense.
It's already an hour 10 minutes.
That's fine, because the pay-per-view is going to be like 6.
Right, what are the pre-show matches?
We have Max Caster and the Gun Club, that's including Billy Gunn, taking on LA Dojo, which is Yuya Uemura.
Okay,
Coughlin,
next bit.
Knight,
Gun Club are going to win.
Yes,
Gun Club are going to win. Next.
Clary. You have Yoshihashi and Hiroki
Goto
versus
Hiroki Goto
and QT Marshall, which New Japan is clearly winning that one.
Goto and Yashi are winning.
And then you have Lee and Swerve taking on Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El
Lee and
Desperado.
Swerve.
No, Kanemaru and Desperado, because Lee and Swerve are going to screw themselves over.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that on the pre-show, are they?
Because they can't coexist, Zane.
Yeah. Swerve is just going to go end up leaving Keith Lee by himself, and then he's going to take the pinfall. That's
Keith Lee's going to beat the shit out of the two young boys.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Lee and Swerve won anyway. Then he just turned on him afterwards. Because, again, Tony Khan is a mark for his own show, and he's going to put his boys over as much as he possibly can.
Fair enough.
But, again, as I pointed out, I think this will be an enjoyable show. I wish it wasn't going to be as long as it's going to be, but it is what it is. That's the way she goes. This was a fun show. I'm glad you could join us for about 80% of it, Zane. That's a record. And as always, thank you, Nick. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Again, we miss you, Andy. Wish you could have joined us. I did my best, bud.
I don't.
Shut up, bastard.
Do not talk about your father that way, Zane.
Yeah, he called himself the bastard child to start off, and I was like, I'm glad he's not here. Yeah, you missed him, Dan. You know you missed him.
I did.
We all miss Andy.
You miss Andy
that
like
handsome
I miss
face.
seeing Donnie Gargano wrestle. That's what that is. So,
we all miss that handsome scouse face.
So,
we do.
If you haven't checked out our Vince Russo interview that our main man Andy did the other day, what the fuck you doing? Get over there and watch it.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal.
Everyone's writing articles about it for some reason.
Like, everyone is writing articles
There's literally
about
been like 30 articles pulled from this interview. Vince
and
Russo,
they're not even on our website. They're on other people's websites.
Yeah.
We haven't written one single one on it. That's
we have
good
no role in either of them. Like absolutely 0% role in either.
That's
of
how
them.
good the content is. We got Vince Russo at the best time possible. He had a lot to say about Vince McMahon and his issue. He had a lot to say about Triple H and Stephanie, which was very, very interesting. So get your butt over there and watch the interview. I'm not just saying it because it's my buddy Andy or it's Wrestle Buddy. It is a really good interview.
It is fantastic.
It's one of the few times I've watched Vince Russo and not been like, what a prick. So there you go. We have all the other stuff, the recaps. Check them out. The Wrestle Buddy YouTube show is popping. We got lots of stuff that you should be watching. It's enjoyable. And also I'm going to plug Andy's NXT UK show. He probably does a better job of recapping what's happening on the shows than I do. He's not as entertaining as the Drip King, but he does a better job at recapping.
We're at least we're burying Andy now.
What's that?
Well, at least we're burying Andy now. We're on the same page with that as well.
So, with that said, I appreciate y'all joining. I appreciate Nick and Zane for joining. It was a fun show. I'm glad we got one match where we all disagreed on. That was fun. And I got to pitch at Zane, so that's always a pleasure. So with that said, this is the moment where we say goodbye. Peace, toodles. There you go. Boom. That's what it is. Cut the shit.